Hello everyone, I welcome you all for this session. In this particular session, we will discuss about the State Council of Ministers. The certain contents that we are going to cover are introduction, appointment, responsibilities of ministers and cabinet. Introduction. As the Constitution of India provides for a parliamentary system of government in the state on the union pattern, the Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister is the real executive authority in the politico-administrative system of the state. The Council of Ministers in the state is constituted and function in the same way as the Council of Ministers at the center. The principles of parliamentary system of government are not detailed in the constitution, but two articles, that is 163 and 164, deals with them in broad, sketchy and general manner. The Article 163 deals with the status of Council of Ministers, while the Article 164 deals with the appointment, tenure, responsibility, qualification, oath and salaries and allowances of the ministers. So let us see the appointment of minister in detail. The chief minister is appointed by the governor. The other ministers are appointed by the governor on the advice of chief minister. This means that the governor can appoint only those persons as a minister who are recommended by the ministers. But there should be a tribal welfare minister in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha. Originally, this provision was applicable to Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha. The 94th Amendment Act 2006 freed the Bihar from the obligation of having tribal welfare minister, as there is no scheduled area in the Bihar now and the fraction of population of the scheduled tribe is very small. The same amendment also extended the above provision to the newly formed state of Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Usually the member of state legislature, either the legislative assembly or the legislative council, are appointed as a minister. A person who is not a member of either house of the legislative state legislature can also be appointed as a minister, but within 6 months he must become a member of either house of the state legislature, otherwise he ceases to be a minister. A minister who is a member of one house of the state legislature has the right to speak and to take a part in the proceeding of the other house, but he can vote only in the house of which he is a member. Then responsibilities of the member. There are different responsibilities. In that first one we will discuss, that is collective responsibility. The fundamental principle underlying the working of parliamentary system of government is the principle of collective responsibility. Article 164 clearly states that the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly of the state. This means that all the ministers own joint responsibility to the Legislative Assembly for all their acts and of omission and commission. They work as a team and swim or sink together. When the Legislative Assembly passes a no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers, all the ministers have to resign, including those ministers who are from the Legislative Council. Alternatively, the Council of Ministers can advise the governor to dissolve the Legislative Assembly on the ground that the House does not represent the view of electorate faithfully and call for a fresh election. The governor may not oblige the Council of Ministers, which has lost the confidence of the Legislative Assembly. The principle of collective responsibility also means that the cabinet decision binds all the cabinet ministers, even if they differ in the cabinet meeting. It is the duty of every minister to stand by the cabinet decision and support them both within and outside the state legislature. If any minister disagree with the cabinet decision and is not prepared to defend it, he must resign. Several ministers have resigned in the past owing to their differences with the cabinet. Then the individual responsibilities. Article 164 also contains the principle of individual responsibility. It states that the minister hold office during the pleasure of governor. This means that the governor can remove a minister at a time when a council of ministers enjoys the confidence of legislative assembly. But the governor can remove a minister only on the advice of chief minister. Then in case of difference of the opinion or dissatisfaction with the performance of minister, the chief minister can ask him to resign or advise the governor to dismiss him. By exercising this power, the chief minister can ensure the realization of the rule of collective responsibility. Then no legal responsibility. As at the center there is no provision in the constitution for system of legal responsibility of the minister in the state, it is not required that an order of governor or for a public tax should be countersigned by the minister. Moreover, the court are barred from inquiring into the nature of advice rendered by the minister to the governor. Then the cabinet. A smaller body called cabinet is the nucleus of the council of minister. It consists of only a cabinet minister. It is the real center of authority in the state government. It performs the following role. First, it is the highest decision making authority in politico-administrative system of state. It is the chief policy formulating body of the state government. It is the supreme executive authority of the state government. It is the chief coordinator of state administration. It is an advisory body of the governor. It is the chief crisis manager and thus deals with all emergency situations. It also deals with all major legislative and financial matter. Then it exercises control over higher appointment like constitutional authority and senior secretariat administrator. Then the cabinet committees. The cabinet work through the various committees called cabinet committees. There are two types of committees. First is standing and second is ad hoc. The former are the permanent nature while the latter are of temporary nature. They are set up by the chief minister according to the exigencies of the time and requirement of the situation. Hence their number, nomenclature and composition varies from time to time. They not only sort out the issues and formulate the proposal for the consideration of the court but also take the decision. In this particular discussion, we discussed about the State Council of Minister, how they work, that is collectively, legislative, and as we discussed that the State Council of Minister doesn't have any legal powers. Also we discussed about the cabinet, what are the powers of cabinet and the roles of cabinet and all. Thank you for watching.